First half, it looked like, and that was our first little sample of VAR, how long it runs on, who makes the decision. It looked like that Nick Horton had just got there first, one of the attacks that we thought we could get in with our defensive shape, and it was a good move. Unfortunately, he says at half time that he should have took a first time. So usually when players say that, it probably wasn't a penalty. Never mind the playoffs at the minute. I think that, that'll be disrespectful to the league. At the minute, we need to get away from the bottom four where we find ourselves when it comes to the club. If I'm being perfectly honest, overall, probably 90% of our performances have been very good so far. We've come up against the top of the table in Barrow recently, Yeovil recently was second, and we've run them really close. It's been a fine dividing line, very much like today in certain respects, but we can take a lot of positives from today. We've got real good moments in the game so far, and as I say, we're just coming just a little bit short. One of those areas is putting the ball in the back of the net, or that little bit of luck, or whatever it may be, and we could have got our league programme in a better place than it is at this moment. But with regards to today, to come away to a Premier League football club and a good Premier League football club that's in good form and give an account of ourselves like we have done today, we've got to take the positives and take that in FA Trophy next week and then our league programme moving forward. Listen, it's a horrible job being a manager when big games come round like this, and I said that to them. I can only pick 11, I can only make 3 subs. We made positive subs today. Obviously, Phyllis Kirk started the game. We got Yatesy onto the pitch, who's an ex-player. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Sales on, who's a defender. But when you're chasing the goal, you need to probably go a little bit more attack-minded. And there's a lot of tired legs out there, so we made the decisions to try and be positive in our approach, and that nearly worked for us. But those 3 players have played here before. Some of the other lads haven't. It's not about them, it's about the club, and it was a positive day for all concerned.
So Jim, normally fitness is a big thing between lower league opposition, but you guys finished really strongly. Is that you obviously that golf? Fitness is a big part of it for you. It
is, and we've got players there that probably turning out Premier League stats. Again, I know Chris really well, and when the team sheets went in and we got our players out for the warm-up, I went and had a cup of tea with them, and I was speaking about certain things like that. What's the difference? What happens at the top league that he finds different to the lower level leagues? We're a full-time outfit. We pride ourselves on being as fit as possible. I've got a midfielder there in Crows there who probably covered every blade of grass today. I don't want to single him out, but he does. He covers all the, he wins all the GPS stats. So now they're a fit bunch. They've pushed themselves. They've worked hard. They've been aggressive at times. They've been determined. They've applied themselves right, and we finished strongly. Obviously, we're playing against a team that haven't had much minutes in the legs. That you look along the back line. The keeper, it was his first game. Right across the board, there's players there that haven't, when I do my homework, I haven't played since the 25th of September, 28th of September, so naturally they're going to tire a little bit. But as I say, there shouldn't be any excuse when you're in a full-time outfit to make sure that you can be as fit as possible. Premier League players are always going to be slightly more tuned differently through whatever that may be. They're born like that. But I'm proud of the players, the way they went about the business in that regards, because I thought they were full of running and give a real good account of themselves in all departments, including fitness. It's massive. I can't believe it goes, with the FA Cup and the glamour of it all. I think the exposure now with the social media and the TV and that, it brings it on a little bit better. I think it's had a dip and it's coming through that. But the Premier League's that great, and the finances are so big, and teams are that hell-bent on staying in the Premier League or trying to get into Europe. But for myself as a manager, I'm managing a lower league player. I was brought up in the 80s when Merseyside was winning the FA Cup year on year, and I was brought up on it. It was always a big occasion in our house. It was always massive when you were growing up. It was always you always wanted to be the one in the park scoring the winning goal in an FA Cup final. And my feelings for the FA Cup are no different now that I'm a lot older. So Chris, obviously, they've had a big period themselves. I've seen them how much running they got through on Thursday night at Anfield, which most teams or all teams do at the moment. They've had a tough time with regards to Man City just before that as well. So he took the decision, but those players on that pitch today are littered with Premier League quality, Besic, Jagielka, etc., etc. But the FA Cup's massive, and I think you could see, you know, that we applied ourselves right. We wanted to get into the next round. I enjoyed the occasion. I've enjoyed the cup run that we're on. We've made history because it's our first time in the third round, and something to build on for the years to come. And I'd never ever believed that the love of the FA Cup should be diminished in any way, shape or form.